Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with Stewie JP. I'm Stewie and this is another replay sent to me by my old mate Skell, running around in his Batchat 25T in Clan Wars in the Pyros. 5th Clan Wars campaign. Steel Corridor. This time they're up against TTG, and I'm not even going to pretend to know what TTG stands for. They're on Siegfried line. And Skell, as usual, in his Batchat, getting out nice and early to look for some early vision down the 1-2 line where the medium tanks generally go. As his auto loader loads up, he realises that he's not spotted up here, so he gets into this sneaky position very, very soon. Has a look around. He's looking at Safi, so where's Safi going? Actually goes over this little road here, which is a bit of a brave move with only one tank spotted, but I'm guessing he knows what he's doing. He's not known for camping at the back or doing anything too safe, I guess you'd say. Really gets caught in those bits of concrete there, and he comes into this nice cosy little bush here. Who doesn't love a cosy bit of bush on a nice winter's day? But anyway, he's looking there, looking to see if anything can be spotted along the 1, 2, 3, 4 line, I guess you'd call it. Looking at the mini-map, looks like the heavy tanks are still moving into position. They've spotted a couple of IS-7s, and the artillery piece looks like he's moving towards the A1 area. Safi in his Batchat has gone back towards where the other tanks are. Looks like they might be getting ready for a bit of a push down the 9-0 line, while Skell provides vision down the 1, 2, 3, 4 part of the map, the western side of the map. You can see the circles on the mini-map means Skell should be able to comfortably spot this area. And of course those heavy tanks will be able to see whoever's right in front of him. Looks like the IS-7s are engaging another couple of IS-7s. And now it looks like Safi in his Batchat is coming back to help Skell. I'm not really sure. Just looking to make sure there's nothing in this region here. Only 2.5 minutes into the game, and even though there's only 2 enemy tanks spotted, that you'd think that they're trying to do a bit of a camp, or maybe they're trying to do something totally different. You never know. Now, TTG is a clan that I've seen around for a while. They tend to pop up on the map every now and then. I'm not sure how active they are, but they do give Pyro a good run for their money in this game. Unlucky to bounce the first one, and the second shot goes straight into the dirt. That's the French accuracy for you in those guns. And now he's trying to put some shots into that bush, which is probably the only place where that enemy Batchat could be. The Skell takes a reload. You probably don't know whether or not he's landed any shots into the French medium tank. As he waits for his gun to reload. Still being quite conservative in the town. You can see they've got a good presence on this hill. Probably concerned that maybe the enemy side might push straight up the 0 line and maybe cap them out. And they've got a good presence in the town as well. But this big group of tank comprehensively blocking that 9-0 line. There's no chance that they'll be able to get round there anytime soon. Safi just trying to outvision these tanks, or the French Batchat. He's right on the edge of his spotting circle, I suppose you'd call it. Puts a few shells into where he was last seen, but thinks he might be wasting his time. The Batchat's pretty quick. The Batchat could be anywhere by now, so he takes another reload and kicks back in this bush just to try and spot anything that might push down the western side of the map. Now, as you can see, the two T11 OE4s, the two American turreted tank destroyers, starting to move themselves into position in the middle of the town, with the other medium tanks not that far behind. The medium tanks taking up guard, if you like, on that hill, which overlooks not only the cap but the town. A little bit of cat and mouse going on with 9.5 minutes left in the cap timer. Again, some tanks get spotted. Skell's thinking this could be a little bit of free damage. Looking at quite a number of tanks in that square there, in that core. The STB1, the IS-7 and the Batchat. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else there. And it looks like those heavy tanks in the town are engaging those two IS-7s. As Skell spots the 140 and the Batchat, and it looks to me like they're doing... I'd be surprised if there was only two of them there. Object 140 and the Batchat. Can't see him now though, they've just gone out of his view range. And it looks like the medium tanks that going straight down the zero line, but there's 3 tanks on Pyro's cap circle, so they need to do something. Skell looking for shots on that Batchat. There's one. I think that other one went through. Of course, artillery's in deep trouble here. Lucky not to get that shot in, but the last one goes through. Scores 1 apiece, but there's 3 on the cap. Back at the cap circle, so there's only 17 seconds to go. This is where Skell makes a rare mistake here. He's reloading, but you can see he's only got 2 shells. He's only reloading 2 shells in this clip. Let's hope that doesn't cost him the win. 5-4, 6-4 is now the score, but there's still 2 tanks on the cap circle. But the Pyro guys have got 3 on the southern cap circle, and that's why their time is down to 25 seconds. Now, Skell's coming up to try and deal with this T11 OE5. He's only got 2 shells left though. Aims and shoots. The first shot goes a mile away, and he slows down, realises he's only got 1 shell left, so he tracks him just to make it an easier target for his mates. And his mates take him out of the game as the cap timer hits 0, and in the end a tight win with only 8 or 9 seconds left on the enemy cap timer. That battle could have gone absolutely any way at all. Very close, one of the closest games I've seen from this lot of replays that Skell and Skims have sent to me, as we have a very quick look at the post-game battle results. Of course, it was a win, and again a good spread of damage by the Pyro lads. Safi not up to his normal glorious self in his Batchat, but not a bad game nonetheless. You can see the E5 had a pretty good game, picking up nearly 3,000 damage, and the Conqueror artillery, as usual, the artillery clicking from the background and doing plenty of damage from that back corner before he was taken out of the game. As we move on to the second battle in this double shot of Tier 10 Clan Wars action featuring Pyro. This time it's Pyro versus Fury, and this time they've spawned the southern spawn, so let's see what they do from the southern spawn as they come up against Fury, Endless Fury, one of the other Aussie or Kiwi clans on the Asian server. And yet again, you can see Skell is running around in his Batchat, as is Safi, and is going out to have a look at the field, as he did last game, and see if he can spot something early. Holds back as he spots the Leopard and the Batchat on the enemy side. Good jump there by the enemy Leopard, and he's been willing that gun to to be loaded. Puts one shell into the Centurion Action X. He misses the second shot, but it looks like he's definitely outgunned on the western side of the map with all those medium tanks there. He landed 2 out of those 4 shells. And that last shot, unlucky not to penetrate the Object 140. As he takes a reload, he needs to be very careful here, Scalp. None of these tanks that are in the centre of town, looking at the mini-map, they're obviously doing a bit of a push through the centre of town, and none of those tanks can support him. He can provide valuable vision to the western side of the map, that's for sure, but all he'll be thinking right now is, thank God there's no tank locking. You'd hate to lose his beautiful shiny French Batchat in a game like this. Now looking at the mini-map, heaps of medium tanks from the enemy, absolutely smashing the western side of the map, the side where mediums traditionally go, and it doesn't matter how good you are, Skull was never going to win that battle, 1 versus 7 or 8, not counting these E5s who were back here at the base. As we go to Party's point of view, looks like they're going for another super fast cap. So with 3 on the cap, and it looks like the Fury guys have got 2 on the cap as well, but with only 16 seconds left for the Pyro guys, it doesn't look like anyone is in a position to reset it, as they totally killed that E5 with a massive ammo rack shot. But a pretty good game there, winning 7-1 as they cap out on Siegfried Line. What an absolute ripper of a game. Looking at the post-game battle results again, it was fast and furious, but those heavy tanks on their way through the town absolutely cleaned up, doing a fair bit of damage themselves, and of course the mediums supporting from a different point of view, I guess, and then in the end a pretty quick game. I think the game only went for less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 39 seconds in that massive cap fest, which I guess maybe that's what happens on Siegfried Line. I'm not really sure. I know I've been capped out once or twice on that map in my clan war career, but all in all, a couple of very different but interesting games from Skell and the Pyro lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the replay, boys. Take care and see you all next time.